Hello, all. Stacey the Black Feather Intuitive. Welcome to Demystify the Divine. Readings and tools to connect. And of course, we all have the eclipse energy on our mind and in our hearts. And I don't know about you guys, but it has been really, really intense for me. Like very much a roller coaster of emotion. And maybe you guys can put in the comments or join us to have a chat about it. But I've been noticing like really old, way in the past memories and people coming in. And these are people that I've known that there were issues way back in the day. It's been years. And when I say years, it's been years. And all of a sudden they're coming up and there's like, I won't say there's pain around it, but there's more of like a melancholy, a feeling of, wow, like, why am I revisiting this again? And I know that with the eclipse energy, we are releasing a lot and external. And now that I'm kind of talking about it and thinking it through, these individuals that have been popping up in just sort of in my thoughts, it's been connected to external, like how people are externally viewing me, seeing me. So I think that's kind of interesting because the solar eclipse is more external in what we're releasing. And then the lunar is internal. And I've just been feeling a lot of this waves of tenderness, maybe, or waves of melancholy, sadness and melancholy. This morning I woke up, I felt like I was in a decent mood. I actually got a decent night's sleep, which is a bit unusual for me. And I woke up and had all these like kind of bizarre thoughts in my head from people from the past that have zero bearing on my life, my world, my existence, the things I do today, who I am today. So I would love to hear if anyone else has been experiencing this, because I really do feel this is very much eclipse release for me that's transpiring and going on. Let's pull a card and see what's coming up for us, just in sort of the general energies. And maybe I'm going to just sort of set the intention that this be a support card for I want to say a cure for whatever ails you, a support card for, like, if you need healing, it's a support card for healing. If you need balancing, it's a support card for balancing. If you need a cleansing or a clearing, it's a support card for clearing. So, and I should tell you, when I was shuffling, I got this card, Knight of Cups, before we went on. And I'm going to talk about the Knight of Cups in a second, because that kind of flew out of the deck. But let's see. Oh, we've got Five of Wands. This card has been coming up so much. So it's focus and scattered energies. It also has a kind of like a training component to it. And I feel like collectively, that's kind of where we're at right now. We're all training up for the new game. And we don't necessarily know exactly what the new game is, but we're training. We're trying to prepare ourselves. I keep thinking in my head, and this maybe isn't the best analogy, but this is my sixth sense of humor. I keep thinking about the Hunger Games, because isn't that how we feel some days? Like, you're training up for all sorts of stuff, but you have no idea what you're going to run into. You have no idea really what you're going to be up against. So you're just kind of like, all right, I'm going to do the best I can to train myself up for whatever shows up in the interim, and do my best, right? And I don't want to I'm saying it in jest, but it's important for us to remain high vibe and focused on, I want to say, on the beauty of things, and focused on, oh, sorry, that isn't Neo this time. It's Morpheus. You might get to see Mr. Morpheus tonight. Hi, Fuzzy. Hi, Fuzzy. So I don't want to imply that that we're in a Hunger Games situation, because that implies fear. It implies power and control and domination and all those things. And that's what we're trying to elevate out of. So, what we put our focus to is what we attract to ourselves. And this Knight of Cups is definitely a card of attraction. It's also the soulmate card. in many ways. Actually, the Two of Cups is the soulmate card, but the Knight of Cups is that that pursuer, the suitor, the thing you want, that the romance, the not the thing you're striving for, the thing that's striving for you, the thing that wants you. And I feel like it's popping up and popping through. And it's a really good companion tonight to the Five of Wands, because I feel like it's a direct message for us to really pay attention to our thoughts, pay attention to what it is that we're manifesting and how we are talking about what's transpiring. So I jest about Hunger Games, but really it's understanding that we don't always need to know exactly what is going to come in the immediate future. We just need to open ourselves to the preparation of what's to come by being very present and focused in our moment. And this card, a card of focus and training, it teaches us how to be present. You know, these individuals are learning how to, this brings me in mind of stage fighting. So in my performing years, we always had to do different, stage fighting. And anytime we were in a show with sword fighting, swashbuckling, that kind of thing, there was always a level of training so that we could understand stage combat and all of those things. So I feel like this is the energy of where we're at right now. And wherever this is finding you, whenever you're watching this, this is very relevant. You're being trained up. And the best way to train is to be present with what is right in front of you, and to learn that to the best of your ability. Trust that the universe and that your guides are putting in your path exactly what you need to prepare you for the next leg of your journey. We forget that a lot. We get caught up in the, oh my God, I'm, like what's coming next? And I can't believe this and I can't believe that. And oh, it's just so overwhelming. But the reality of it is we are always given challenges, tasks to perform and complete that are preparing us for what is to come, and giving us the tools, giving us the knowledge, the wisdom, the skill set to prepare us for what is coming down the pike. So we may not know specifically what that looks like, but we can trust that, okay, this person is being put on my path, and maybe they're a bit challenging for me. Thank you, universe, for bringing this person into my life so that I can learn how to navigate this challenging personality, so that in the future, when the stakes are higher and I run into that type of personality, I'll know how to handle it without a sweat, without breaking a sweat. So shift the perspective. See everything that's coming into your path at this time as part of your training. It's there, it's on purpose. Even if it doesn't make sense to you at all right now, it's training you up for something. And it can also be, this is a time where we are releasing, I want to say we're healing a lot of ancestral stuff collectively, and we're releasing a lot of the, I want to say connection or attachment to the old, attachment to our past identities, our previous versions of self. And of course, we're always in some iteration of that. But on a collective level, this hasn't happened before, where collectively the majority of humanity, I mean, all of humanity is being affected, but the majority of humanity is really in a space of reinventing themselves, whether they, sort of conceptualize it in the ways that we talk about it, or they see it as part of their game or their natural, sort of flow with their life. They're doing it. So we are in training. And the stage fighting also implies that there's no malice. There's no ill will here between you and the universe, between you and your guides. This is something that you guys have contracted to do. You've contracted this workshop, this little mini course that we're all taking. Rah, rah, right? So Knight of Cups is the romantic aspect of it. Knight of Cups comes into our lives to romance us, to wine and dine us. It's also very heart-based in terms of I feel deeply for you. I feel deeply about you. I need to express this. I don't know that this is necessarily something that you need to express to another. If that hits you that way and it resonates with you in that way, by all means, follow that. But I feel like on a collective level, the message here really is be on the lookout for this coming into your space, receiving that romanticism, receiving something that is pursuing you. And it doesn't have to be a someone. Although I'm sure there are a lot of us who wish that this was a someone in our lives. It could absolutely be a person. But what I'm kind of feeling more so is like, if it is a person, it's a person who has something for you that says, oh, I want to give this to you because I really think this is going to help you. This is what you need for the next leg of your journey. So I feel like people are the vehicle. They're the delivery system. They're the mail person that, drops it off in the mailbox kind of thing. And it's a beautiful present to receive. So open to that energy, feel into that, and maybe just play a little game with the universe and say, all right, what in my world right now might be trying to romance me, might be trying to wine and dine me, and maybe I'm missing the message, or maybe I'm depleted in other areas so that I'm not paying attention to this area or looking at this area over here. So kind of open yourself up to that. All right. I can't believe I didn't talk as long as I usually do, Keone, but here we are. So
you and me both, sister. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I'm just laughing because, and you made fun of me for that last week or the week before or whatever show we were doing, because we do a couple of shows together. Whenever we were doing that, you're like, yeah, it's weird when you're actually succinct and clear. My words, not yours, but the basic idea.
Oh, Ragu is starting. See, Indu is about to come on live, and Ragu puts nobody's whining and dining me. I'm waiting. Oh no! Let's just Indu. What is up with that? He's so full of it.
You said it, my friend.
You know what? I'm gonna pull a card for Ragu.
Okay.
Death. Okay, there you go.
You pulled a card.
What card did you get? What card did you pull? Capital One?
The Jackass card. That's the one that I pulled.
Oh, Ragu.
Look at this thing that keeps attacking me here.
Oh, hey, look at that.
Look at that beautiful baby. What's that baby's name?
I have no idea, but she's a diva. I'm at my best friend's house because I'm in California.
Ah.
And, yeah, she loves me.
You have no idea what her name is, but you're staying there and it's your best friend's dog?
I just call her Diva.
So that's great for her.
She's got a better haircut than all three of us.
Oh my God, too funny. Too funny. Well, hi, Indu. How are you?
I'm doing good, Stacy, and I couldn't agree with you more when you said waves and waves of emotions of happiness, joy, and melancholy. I mean, you are so spot on, and the air feels so heavy around us, and sometimes it feels so difficult to navigate, and then other times we're skipping around, no problem. So it's just really great energy.
What is it that you're doing? Like, how are you leaning into it? How are you navigating it? What tools are you using?
I'm an expert at sweeping everything under the rug.
So you're like, I won't think about that today. I'll think about that tomorrow.
Yeah, and then when tomorrow rolls in, I would have forgotten about it.
Oh, right. So it's kind of like you just let it dissipate. You recognize, I'm feeling a certain way. Maybe I won't feel that way tomorrow.
Right. Give it 5 minutes and there's something else happening in our lives. And so, you just kind of follow along.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. Well, do you have a specific question for me today, or would you like a card pull?
What do my guides have for me for this week? What are those guys doing up there?
I'm seeing a lot of yellow and green. So I feel like you're going to be dealing with some power struggles. That we could also say on the flip side is mastery. You finding ways to master the situation. The green, you're mastering the situation, but you're bringing heart into the mix. You're not, I keep seeing a lot of boundaries, you drawing lines around you saying, okay, you know, this is what I'll do. Or if it comes in past this line, you know, I'm going to do this, but if it comes past this line, I'm not doing it. It's not for me, or I'm going to put it to the side, or it's not a priority. Feeling a lot of you drawing chalk lines around you. So a lot of boundary stuff, a lot of power struggle stuff, and you're approaching it from the heart. You're showing heart, you're leading with the heart. And I feel like you're going to be setting some clear intention around if this feels like a family member, that normally when you have interaction with this individual, sometimes it can be a bit tense, or it brings up tension, or it brings up the potential for some heated discussion that often gets you to kind of pull away or shy away or keep to yourself. And I don't feel like you're going to be confrontational, but I do see you speaking from the heart, which changes the energy, changes the nature of the conversation. It's almost like your words diffuse the situation. Your words provide a softness to the situation. So I'm just picking up on that. Let's see what your card is. Oh, yeah, the Hermit. So I feel like this is a great week for you to do a lot of things that bring about quiet, bring about peace, where you are doing things that just allow you to connect with you. Less about interaction with others and more about just sort of being in your own space. Now, I don't mean you have to completely hermit and like not go outside and, you know, not respond to emails or whatever. But I will say to you, you need more alone time or more quiet and stillness time this week than I would say you did last week or the week before. And this doesn't have to do with eclipse stuff. I feel like this has to do with whatever is going on in your chart right now. So how the energies are affecting you. This would be a great week if you have some extra PTO to take off a day and to just do what I like to say, sweet fuck all nothing. That's what you want to do. Where there's like, okay, if I want to watch TV, I'm going to watch TV. If I want to knit, I'm going to knit. If I want to skip cartwheels down the street, I'm going to do that. Like whatever I feel like I want to do in this moment, that's what I'm going to do. So really be present with yourself. Be still. Now, sometimes the Hermit card, you know, sort of implies going within and that deep self-awareness journey. I don't feel like that's what this is. It feels more like, I just don't want to deal with the world right now. So I'm going to just kind of go within because I'm my own best friend and I'm happy in my own company. And so what would I like to do with me? You know, maybe I want a little tea party. Well, that's what I'm going to do. Me, myself, and I with my little tea party. So I feel like you want to really make time for that, make specific time for that. I hope that makes some sense to you.
Yeah, I think that's kind of leading into that no whining and dining that somebody he was complaining about. And then he says, whatever you said sounds very dangerous because he's still not getting his whining and dining.
Sorry, Ragu. Well, Ragu can go and get his whining and dining maybe somewhere else. I mean, maybe he can go and maybe he can be the extrovert this week. Well, he is an extrovert, but maybe he can go out and be the extrovert this week and socialize while you're being still and quiet and at peace at home.
That works.
Sorry, Greg. There's the hand. Talk to the hand. That's what you're going to be saying, Indu. Talk to the hand.
Thank you, guys. Enjoy California, Keone.
Thank you. Have a good one, Indu.
Bye.
Thanks, Indu. See you later.
Oh my gosh. All right. So I'm not at home with my two monitors, so I don't want to share the screen because it's gonna not show right. So we'll just go ahead and take a spin.
All
You
right.
trust me, I'll give you the winner.
Okay. I trust you.
And we've got Try. And Try, he always asks for a card pull for 2 years, but now he wants some guidance.
Ooh. So what is there a specific question in that guidance?
No specific question. He just says, I lost it. He just says, channeled guidance, please.
All right, let's do it. Try. Peace must be your focus at present. There is much that is going on to stir your heart. You're misunderstanding the reason for the stirring. It is not what you think it is. When you look up at the moon's light casts a different shadow than the sunlight. With moon energy, things are not always what they seem. Cast that light onto your heart space and notice what shifts and changes. Not everyone that is around you at this time has your highest and best in mind. Be wary of other people's motives. This is not to cause great fear within you, but to give you a reminder to have your eyes wide open and to connect your heart space to what you see. Two individuals within your career path are going to be on opposite sides of the pond, as it were. One will be requiring your help and will be reaching out and asking in a rather polite way. One will be needing your help, but will present as though they do not need it. It is your choice to participate in any way you choose. But the key is in reading beneath the surface, reading between the lines, as you say. There is much that you can offer if it is something that you wish to engage in. The outcome for both of these experiences will be positive if you choose to engage. And you may even go deeper and learn something more profound in each of these experiences. Be open to what comes. View it first through the heart and then through your mind. This is what will bring you peace and what will bring peace and plant seeds of peace all around you. You are fortifying an area that you can call your own on this planet. Do not let anything else encroach upon this truth. All is well. All right, Try. I'm hoping that's making some sense to you. It's interesting they were talking about sort of the two coworkers or the two people at work, and the word that I keep hearing, because I use that word a lot, is the dualism, the dualistic, or the duality of things that, both have a problem, both have a need. They're both coming to you, but they're coming to you from completely opposite approaches. And one can be easily interpreted and one can be easily dismissed. So I want to say, look into the middle of it, try to see right into the middle of what's transpiring, because when you're in the middle, it's like the tennis match, right? And they're always like, okay, which way do I go? And they're always, hopping on their toes, because they're going to need to go any which way. It's not quite to that degree of urgency, but be nimble on your feet, because being in the middle makes it a lot easier for you to sway one way or the other and to not miss the ball, so to speak. So I hope that makes some sense. Thanks so much for submitting your question. All right, Keone, who's next?
Well, let's see.
Spinning that wheel.
If I'm not here in 2 weeks, that means I won the $1 billion lottery, okay?
Ooh, are you going to share some of that with me?
You'd be one of the first. Everyone will notice the production level will be drastically changed, right?
So
all right. Our winner is Dawn Hart. Dawn Hart.
Awesome.
And she said, I would love a card, please, for guidance, please, and thank you.
All right, Dawn, let's do it. Ooh, Dawn, you got 9 of Pentacles. I love this card. So this is the card of gratitude. It's gratitude for the abundance of all that you have put out into the world. I'm hearing you need to pat yourself on the back. You need to acknowledge the work, the effort, the determination that you have put into your own life and your own world of late. I feel like you've been under a kind of, it's like you're in a pressure cooker. You've been under a lot of pressure, but what I'm seeing is that they're showing me in my mind's eye the coal that turns into the diamond with all of that heat and all of that pressure. So I see the diamond starting to peek out of the coal. And that's what I'm feeling is sort of transpiring for you right now. I want to say you're right on the, we talk about like being at the light at the end of the tunnel. You're like right at the end of the tunnel. You're about to step over the threshold. And man, it feels good, but you're also a little bit tired. Like you're a little bit like, whew, okay, like I'm going to need a little bit of time to regroup. Your guides are saying, make sure that you are acknowledging yourself, that you're giving yourself gratitude for pushing through, for getting to the end, because this wasn't easy. And yet here you are. Also with this particular depiction, we've got it's like weird mirror imagery. We've got the owl, and the owl is always a super important totem that comes in, or spirit animal that comes in, because the owl is about the wisdom, but the owl is also a nocturnal animal. And so this is such a brightly colored, very much in the day card, very green. So heart and healing and growth. And then you've got this beautiful owl who's normally nocturnal, but is coming out because it's that important. It's that special. It's a celebration. This is your friend who works nights, but knows how important it is to show up for your birthday, and you've planned a big, hullabaloo outing. It's a whole day thing. And they're in there like a dirty shirt for you because they care about you. That's what I feel is this owl is there's wisdom, a lot of wisdom here in, I want to say the acknowledgement of self, wisdom in the way that you have navigated this particular journey, the way you have held yourself, even during some really challenging moments where you kind of were like, I don't understand this, and I don't know exactly what I'm supposed to do or how I'm supposed to do it. I'm just going to hang on and hope for the best. And so I feel like there's also this level of celebration, but it's celebrating with spirit and understanding that shadow side of you, or the parts that were in shadow or were in dark or came out at night. They're acknowledging you as well. They're coming into the light, and they're doing it with so much love, so much reverence. There's no resentment here. There's just pure joy. Also, this owl is helping to point her in the right direction for, like, she's got all this abundance, which you're kind of looking at it going, ooh, all these things are so fun. Which one should I pick? And the owl says you can have them all, but here's the one that I recommend you go for first. And so I feel like Spirit also this week is going to be kind of pointing out to you, look here, neon flashing sign, pay attention here. Something that is not like mind-blowing, oh my God, it's changing my life, but something that is very poignant, something that is going to say to you, now I understand. Okay. Couple of pieces came together and this makes so much sense. Okay, I can be resolved with that. I can close that door. I can close that chapter. Or I can, sort of tick that particular box, but it's poignant. I feel like it's connected to the heart, very connected to the heart and how you've been feeling, how you are feeling moving forward. There's a celebratory energy to this card. So I hope that makes some sense to you, Dawn. Thank you so much for submitting your question. Keone, do you have enough energy for one more?
That you are the one that I just press a button.
Okay. I'm just double checking. There was someone in the feed that stood out to me. Audrey?
Was it Audrey?
Audrey Lunsford, I think.
Yes.
Awesome. I'd like to do something for her. Did she ask for a card pull or a reading?
No, I just always put anyone who comments in the wheel, but you know how sometimes you feel a pull towards someone, so
yes,
we'll go with that.
Okay, so Audrey, I'm feeling a pull towards your name. I'm gonna, I don't even need to pull the card. The card pulled itself. So here's a little message for you. You got Knight of Wands. I love this card. This card's been coming up for me too. So maybe we're a little kindred in our energy right now. So Knight of Wands. Knights are all about the quest, the journey. They're very much in service, but they're action oriented. They've got a plan of action. They've got a clear and concise direction on where they're going. They're not going to let anything get in their way. And I feel like when we're talking about this particular night, the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Spirit, the Knight of Soul, the fuel, the energetic fuel that we use to live our lives, I'm feeling very much for you this week, don't burn the candle at both ends. Make sure that even though, yes, you are focused, you are on a quest, you've got a clear direction. She's very free-spirited here. She's pausing, she's enjoying the music, she's beating to the tune of her own drum. She's recharging her firelight. I feel like that's kind of what you want to be thinking about here is I'm full speed ahead and I want to take advantage of this momentum. And I'm hearing that you've run into a situation recently where you felt that heavy fatigue and you're just now starting to feel like yourself again. Like, oh, I've got some extra energy to do this or that, or I didn't wake up exhausted today. Great. Let me take advantage and knock some things off my list. Knight of Wands is coming up and coming through to say, that's all fine and good. Take advantage of some of that extra energy, but don't overdo it. That quest is still going to be there. It's more important for you to refuel and recharge your, I want to say like fan your flame, because I feel like the next 2 weeks, there's going to be a lot that comes up and comes through for you that's going to be quite exciting. You're going to want to be able to say yes to all of it. You're not going to be able to say yes to all of it if you're exhausted and if you've burned the candle at both ends. So I feel like for you, the Knight of Wands is saying, yeah, you're on that journey. You're on that path, and that's awesome. You're doing great. That energy's coming back. Don't deplete that energy. Allow it to refill and recharge, knowing that you're still moving and shaking to where you're going. You just don't have to drive the bus to get there. Relax. Take a bit of a break. Bang the drums. Get into some kind of rhythmic flow. Go dancing. Listen to that, sound healing comes up. Listen to music that feels really good. Maybe listen to some shamanic drumming. See what that brings up for you. But definitely I'm really drawn to the drum, you know, beating to the tune of your own drum, but understanding that that drum it needs to be recharged and refueled. You know, it's kind of like when you're in the desert and you've been in the desert for a while, and all of a sudden you get a cup of water, like a literal measuring cup of water. And you're like, oh my God, it's my lucky day. And you drink that water up and you think you're the luckiest person in the world. And of course you are the luckiest person in the world at that moment. But you also think that one cup is like, it might as well be 1,000 cups compared to what you've been used to. But when you drink that one cup, you realize how quickly, oh shit, it's not enough water, right? It just scratched the surface, or it barely scratched the surface. So that's kind of the energy of where I'm seeing you. All right. Well, I hope that makes some sense to you, Audrey. Thank you so much for submitting your card pull request. Thank you guys all so much for coming on tonight. Really enjoyed connecting with everyone. Thanks, Keone, for bringing your Cali energy to us. I always love some of that West Coast energy. There's the Cali energy.
You know what?
On my toes.
It was almost a perfect show with no technical errors today. And we got down to the finish line and I tripped right in front of the tape.
Oh my God, that's so funny. That's all right. Everyone needs a good chuckle. I think it's important for us to laugh. As a matter of fact, anyone who has joined my Black Feather community, you know that our Spread Your Wings challenge for this month is laughter. So I think this is great. I think that was perfect. So let's laugh. Let's laugh as much as we possibly can and spread that laughter to everyone else, because I think everybody needs it. So just really quickly, my Tarot Intuitively membership is live for enrollment and it's going strong so far. Really excited to be participating in that. I made a quick little video for all of my members today in there, just kind of checking in to see how we're doing with our monthly house guest who we're meeting, the card that we're meeting, and all of the content. So if you are interested in joining this, it's $18.88 for the month and you get all sorts of goodies. So check that out. You can get that on my website. You can get that. I should have given you a link. Of course, I didn't give you a link to put in the chat because I suck at this stuff. Yes, I do suck at marketing myself. So there we go. But I promise you, you look at my social media, you will see it because it is everywhere. Actually, you can check out my YouTube shorts. That's the best way to click right now because all the links are everywhere. So would love to have you guys join. The Black Feather community is completely free. My Tarot Intuitively membership is $18.88 a month. So it's super cheap, even if you just wanted to come and check it out 1 month. Would love to have you guys there. I hope you all have an amazing couple of weeks and we will see you next time. Ciao.